Hello students, welcome back. Let us continue with chapter 14, statistics. We were taking a look at frequency polygons. Now in the previous class we learned how to draw frequency polygons using histogram. How we took the midpoints of the bars of the histograms and then we connected them to draw the polygon, right? But now there is another method to draw frequency polygons without the use of histogram, and instead we are going to use the class intervals. These class intervals out here. Now to draw these polygons, obviously see we were taking the midpoints of the bars of the histograms. Now we will have to take the midpoints of the class intervals, and these midpoints are known as class marks. And how do you find out the class mark? It will be upper limit plus lower limit of a class interval divided by 2. For example, so I'll just write this down. Class mark is equal to upper limit plus lower limit of a class interval, okay, divided by 2. So in the first case, what would this be? 140 plus 150 divided by 2, which is equal to 290. I am checking for this class interval. 290 divided by 2, which is 2 ones are 2 ones are 2 fours are 2 fives are, which is 145. So we'll have a third column out here, which is class mark. So this would be 145. Similarly, when you find out the class marks for these intervals, what would you get? You would get 155, 165, 175, 185 and 195. This is dash here because here we are just writing the total. And now we need to draw the frequency polygon on the coordinate axis. For that we need the coordinates. Coordinates are nothing but your x coordinate on the coordinates is on the coordinate axis and y coordinate. It's a pair, right? We have learned this earlier. So what coordinates are we going to take for which axis? Now this one is going to be plotted on the x axis and this is going to be plotted on the y axis. So I'll just write coordinates. So it would be 145 comma 5, right? Then 155 comma 10, then 165 comma 20, 175 comma 9, 185 comma 6, 195 comma 2. And this is dash because we do not really have a total for this. So now we need to plot this on our coordinate axis. So here is our coordinate axis, the x axis, the y axis. We have the scale, and the point where the x and the y axis intersect or meet is known as the origin, and it's also marked as 0. It's also the starting the 0 of the number line. So we take only the positive directions of the x and y axis. So now how do we plot this? See, what do we have the starting x axis x coordinate as 145. Now this is 0, so we can't really have 145 directly, right? Otherwise we will have to take units of 145 on each of these distances, right? So what we do is we insert a kink out here. We have learned about this kink, which is nothing but a break to denote that okay, there are previous units before whatever the term here is and 0. So now I will not immediately start with 145 out here. I will start with an interval, a class mark before that. Why? Because remember we have to take a frequency of 0 just to show that the polygon is complete. So instead of 145 first, I am going to take 135, and here my frequency will be 0. Okay, then I will write 145, 155, 165, 175, 185, 195 and so on, because we needed only till 195. So I'll add another one, 205 and so on. Now this is the x axis. So what is the x axis? Is the cost of living index. So I'll just write this down, cost of living index. Similarly, here I will have to mark the coordinates for the y axis. So what distance I am going to take? See, now The minimum is 2 and the maximum is 20. So we do not have 20 spaces out here, that is 20 units out here. So I'm just going to start with units of 2. So this would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. And what is this on the y-axis? The heading would be number of weeks. So let me write this down. Number of weeks. And we will write our scale on the x-axis and y-axis, which is 1 centimeter is equal to, if you see the difference between this and this, or each of these, the consecutive numbers that we have is 10. So this would be rupees 10 on x-axis, and on the y-axis what do we have? The number of weeks. So we are taking what distance? We are taking 2 weeks, right? So 2 weeks on y-axis. Now let's go ahead and plot our frequency polygon. So now we have the coordinates. So I'm going to take the first one as 135, 0, the frequency is 0. Then I have 145 and 5. So 5 will be somewhere over here, and 145, 5 will be over here, right? Then I have 165, 20. So let's check, okay, 155 and 10. So 155 and 10. Then I have 165 and 20. So let's go ahead with 165 and 20. This would be the top notch. Then I have 175 and 9. So 9 would be between 8 and 9, 8 and 10, the midpoint, right? So 175 and 9. Then I have 185 and 6. So 185 and 6. Then 195 and 2. And finally, I will take a 0 frequency out here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to connect all these points using a scale. Please draw this using a scale. And I'm going to give a name to my frequency polygon: A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H. So this is my required frequency polygon: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So I will say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H is the required frequency polygon. So why do we usually draw frequency polygons using class intervals, that is class marks out here? In two situations, when you want to compare two data sets of the same nature. For example, you need to compare the scores of the students in a class, then you will have a frequency polygon, just or you can plot it on the same graph like this. You know, it can go something like this, 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 this and this. So now you will be able to compare the different coordinates. So you can name this as A1 dash, A2 dash, B1 dash, C1 dash, D1 dash, E1 dash, F1 dash and G1 dash and so on. So you can, and you will have another coordinate H1 as well. So you can have something like this, right? So you will be able to compare two data sets of the same nature. And in the other case where the classes are continuous and the data is very large, you do not use really histograms but plot frequency polygons using class mark, which is nothing but upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. Then you take the coordinates. Coordinates would be the class mark versus the frequency. So class marks on your x-axis and the frequency on the y-axis. So this was about frequency polygons using class intervals and class marks. Thank you for watching this video.
Hope this video increased your knowledge. For more such videos and a completely free educational content, log on to www.epathshala.org or visit our ePathshala YouTube channel. We have each and every question solved for maths, physics, chemistry and biology. So subscribe our channel, share with your friends, like our Facebook page and follow our Twitter handle for regular updates and important educational tips, and also win ePathshala goodies. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe this channel and enjoy the freedom of education.